Blue Collar Millionaires, we got Jonathan again for our Thursday updates. He's going to be talking about term loans. Jonathan, enlighten us and let us know what we need to know.
Awesome, guys. I'll call it a hidden weapon or secret weapon of integrated. And here's why. Because this program has a lot of flexibility. We can use it for startup financing. We can use it for business owners that have made mistakes, but they have good credit and they're paying themselves or they're profitable and they just need to clean up predatory debt. We could also use it if, let's say, you need to get financing, but your credit's bad, but you have a husband, wife, sister, brother, mom, dad that can take one of these out for you. The flexibility on this program is literally unmatched. Okay. So what is it? It's a loan that's based on your personal credit and your provable income. Only goes off of those two things and then your debt to income levels. And a term loan can be a personal loan or it could be to the business. And typically they have a set term. So 3 to 6 years and monthly payments with simple interest. I have used these myself when I need to pivot and make an investment. All right. I've probably taken about anywhere from an 80,000 to 120,000 in term loans in the last 2 or 3 years, paid them back early. All they do is help my credit and they don't really cost a lot of money. Interest is going to depend on the strength of your score. Okay. Now, how to use them? You can consolidate credit cards. This is constantly used to consolidate credit cards, and it works very well to do that. You could use it to start a business. You could use it to remodel your home. You can use these to help finance your clients, believe it or not. So I have a lot of people that if they're a coach or a consultant and they need to get paid up front, they'll send their clients for a term loan. They can also be used to consolidate cash advances or other very expensive debt, shorter term debt. And really, it's practically any use. So there's no restrictions on how you deploy the capital once it's in your account. Now, what are some of the benefits? Flexible, fast, can help you improve your personal credit. Here's why I say that. If you're somebody that's sitting on a lot of credit cards and you're in the high 600s or even the mid 600s, and you feel like you're drowning, you feel like you're not making a dent, I would use a term loan, consolidate them, and then you just have, 1, maybe max 2 monthly payments, but it's all wrapped up. It can be used for anything. They have great rates. So typically the rates will start at 8% and go up from there. And they have low monthly payments, right? And as soon as you pay it off, all the remaining interest is waived. I took 2 out for, let's say, 77,000. And I think I paid a total of maybe $4,000 in interest. And I got them paid off in less than 18 months. All right. So what are the qualifications? This is really simple. The applicant has to have 660 credit or better and has to have provable income of $50,000 or more. How do we prove income, guys? We do it through W-2 pay stubs or a personal tax return. If you are 1099, we'd have to see 2 years of 1099 statements for it to count. And I'd probably still tell you to back it up with your tax returns. Now, if you are a business owner and you're in business 2 years or more and the business is profitable, that's when we can use a term loan for your business. If you are under 2 years in business, or if you are not profitable, what we do is we say you work for the company you own. You're the president, the vice president, the janitor. I really don't care. But you work for that company, and then we just use your pay stubs to prove income. Because if you're under 2 years in business as an entrepreneur, or you're not profitable as an entrepreneur, they will not approve you for a term loan. What do you need to apply? 1-page application, last 2 pay stubs. And when you see PTR or BTR, it's just a personal tax return or business tax return showing profit above that level. All right. This is by far our most flexible program. We have an entire department that all they do is term loans. Terms, they're going to be 3 to 6 years, monthly payments, simple interest based on credit. The range that I am seeing today is anywhere between 8% and let's say a high of 29%. Very rare you're going to be on the 29%. Also pretty rare you're going to be on the 8%. What I've seen for really, really good credit is, anywhere from, let's say, 8 to 13, 8 to 14. The ones I had were, I think one was 7 and one was 6, but that was probably 18 months ago, and rates have come up since then. Plus, my credit profile is pretty strong. Full prepayment discount. What does that mean? It means that when whenever you are ready to pay it off in full, you are only paying the principal off, and the remaining interest is then waived. And they usually have an origination fee for each lender that we work with. And we also charge a fee because the banks will not pay us. The banks do not pay us because we put them against each other. They do not like that. What are some of the best practices with this? Use it to start a business. Here's what I mean. I see so many people that are looking to start a business and they're looking for the right type of financing. Well, number one, the best time to actually start the business is when you're currently employed. Why? Because there's a lot of background stuff that you have to do. If you're doing it the right way, you're forming the entity, you're building the business credit, you're getting the website up, and you're proving concept before you even leave your job. And so if you're doing this, I would say take all that action, take all those steps. And while you're still at the job, apply for a term loan. Once you get approved, then you can make the decision to cut over and run your business full time or not. Because it is going to be very, very hard for you to get any financing from month 1 to month 12. It gets slightly easier from month 12 to month 24. And then as long as you're doing everything the right way, month 24 on should be pretty standard. And that's why I love the term loan program for starting a business, because it gives you that runway and that ramp up time that you can have cash in the account, business started, proving the concept, and it's not going to hurt your credit. The inverse to this is a lot of people you'll see do what they call credit card stacking. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to open up a bunch of credit cards for you at 0%. They're going to charge you 10 to 15% to do it. And then they're going to show you how to do a cash advance off those cards. The reason I say you should never do that, unless it's the last option available, is because that will crush your credit. All right. So you'll be starting a business. You'll have your revolvers, your revolving lines through the roof, and your personal credit will be down. So if you do need any type of financing in the first 2 years, you're not going to get great rates and great terms. Whereas if you were to finance the business with a term loan, it's not going to hurt your credit and it will actually build it. And so it'll be a lot easier for you to get financing for the business with a higher personal credit score. Next, consolidating credit card debt. It's probably one of the wisest moves you could do today. All right. Any type of debt you have on the books that isn't producing a return is toxic and it's going to hurt. So if you're sitting on a bunch of credit cards that aren't getting paid in full every month, consider taking out a term loan, paying them off. You will save money and you will save on the payment. And then another great use is if you are a coach, consultant, or you sell anything to the general public that is, let's say, more than $10,000, you can use this to finance that. So I'd love to open it up for any questions you guys have. Typically, if you guys ask me for startup financing, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a term loan. If you have good credit and you need to consolidate some bad debt, this is what we'd be doing.
I think this was great. I did that credit card stacking a few years ago, and I still have those credit cards. I would like to know, do I keep them open for seasoning? Does that help my credit score? Or should I shut them down to reduce the open lines of debt?
I want to tell you guys something that's so crazy. Chris and Kevin, we speak and discuss these things so much that you guys actually basically know the answers. It's great. I love it. So here's what I would tell you, Chris, because you nailed it on the head. You already did it. Water under the bridge. If they have no balances on them, you don't close them because you're going to actually cut the length of the credit down. And that will, at this point in the game, hurt you. But can I ask you something? When you did this, did you see the credit drop? Like, walk us through that process when you did it.
I went through one of those well-known lenders or programs that allows you to do that. They took my personal credit and my business credit, and I got 2 cards on business and 3 off of personal. I did not do the traditional way because I was doing flipping, and my flips was using it for real estate, and my flips were only about a 3 to 4 month term. Also, I had a cash flowing business, so I was paying them off, even though I had 0% interest. My original plan was do it for a year and then go reapply and get a larger. I think they came out with like 110,000 between the 5 credit cards. and no, I'm sorry, 150,000 between the 5 credit cards, and that was enough to do a house in my area. I didn't see a hit on my credit score in a big way, but because they did hard pulls, there was some. Because I was paying it off every month, there wasn't a hit. Now, I was worried, and that was my question, what's going to happen if I carry this balance? And they said, well, you're going to have to pay it off a couple of months before it's due so that we can reset your credit so that we can go reapply to get you larger increases. Now, I never went through the second phase because I realized there was better options, but I can see how your credit would get trashed with holding a balance for an entire 10, 11 months and then trying to pay it off at the end. And that's what I was worried about.
Yes. And Chris, you covered that perfectly. Most people do not pay it down. We have this program through Chase, but it is a last ditch effort. And in your case, having that cash flowing business made all the difference in the world. The problem is most of the people that are going through that program are not people that have successful businesses. They are people that have a decent credit score and they're trying to start something and they're being sold a dream. And then when they get sold that dream and they put all that money on the cards and the business doesn't take off right away like they thought, they get buried. And it's a very, very challenging 2-3 years.
Yeah, I think that's what I love what you offer is because someone, me and Kevin, reason you're on Blue Collar Millionaires because we trust your guidance and consultation. And because you understand all of these programs, you can look at each person's financial DNA and then say, okay, here's what makes the most sense in the long run, not quick fix right now that's going to leave all of this collateral damage down the road that you've got to take care of as you start moving forward. So guys, term loans, obviously, if you've been watching this mini series with Jonathan, he's got a ton of products. Just reach out to him, get some information, get some guidance. He is not leaning towards any particular product. Some might pay him more. I don't know your financials, but some might pay him more than others. But I've seen him practice to where he understands he wants a lifetime relationship with you and your business, not a short-term grab. And because of his mentality, that's what makes the difference and makes Jonathan such a good consultant, financial consultant to go to and say, here's where I'm at. What do I need to do? And don't wait until you need something. Go do it now because that sets you up for success when you do need something because all of the things are in place when you need it. Dig the well before you're thirsty. Jonathan, any closing comments we need to cover?
No, that's right. And here's what I will tell you. If you guys are on the fence, I have a lot of people that want to reach out, talk to me. And then after they talk to me, they realize, hey, I may or may not be ready, so I don't want to send it in. The people that send it in will always be much better off than those that don't. And here's why. Because if there are things that I notice that are wrong or things that I can fix or even like someone I can introduce you to that would help solve the challenge, you're going to get ready that much quicker. And if you don't know what's wrong with the business and you're assuming it's a couple of things that you feel, by the time I get done ripping it apart and looking under the hood, I'll probably tell you what the real reason is and what we really have to work on. And so I would strongly suggest, even if you're on the fence, do it just for the guidance alone, because I will get you ready and prepped a lot sooner. And that's the whole reason why I'm doing the foundation workshop too. So Chris, appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the information, man. Blue Collar Millionaires, y'all get in touch with Jonathan. Let's grow these businesses and scale up. We'll see you next Thursday, Jonathan.
Thanks, guys.